Hello, my name is Prime and welcome back to this episode of ATS Showcases, and today I'm going to be doing this special transport from here in Truckee, and we're going to head down to Oakland. This is the brand new route that is part of the 1.47 update, and of course it's available in the beta if you want to try it out. Looking forward to doing this route, and I think it's going to be a pretty good one, and of course we're driving the Kenworth W900. I have to. It's basically the king of the road, especially when it comes to these oversized loads and hauls. And we're driving the 8x6 configuration long chassis today. This thing is an absolute beast, and it is powered by a 600 horsepower Cat C16 engine, of course by the engine and transmission mod sounds. Sweet music to my ears. Let's go ahead and get on the road. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. My oh my, this is going to be a nice little challenge for Prime. It has been some time, and yeah, this is a big tech part thing. It's going to be a nice and welcome challenge for me to do a delivery of this magnitude. And so we're going to make a left out of here. And the problem is, not only do I have a massively long load on this thing, I've got a truck that is phenomenally long. So the turning ratio is basically, the best way to describe it is pathetic, and I actually nailed that turn there in terms of taking advantage of the curb, but we have to be able to get around that corner, and I'm not going to try and cheat. I'm going to kind of look out the window here and use my mirror. I think, yep, we're going to get over that, so now we're going to start making our way left so we can get around this corner well. So it's been an interesting week, and I guess an interesting past little bit. Obviously, last weekend, if you guys haven't seen the video, the Freightliner Publix delivery that I did, I was still recovering from being quite ill, and I'm happy to report that I'm doing a lot better now. But man, did it take a toll on me, and that kind of overflowed, to be honest, into the week. There were other things that happened, and a couple issues, and I didn't mean to hit the mouse there, a little herky-jerky, sorry about that. Some issues happened in the week when actually trying to upload a couple videos, and so what happened there is that I couldn't actually get my Prime News videos out to you guys in time, and man alive, that's a bit of a squeeze between those signs, may I say. So yeah, it was a definite challenge. This is a good tight squeeze. Look at the cop the cop hold up here, completely blocking all lanes of traffic. That is absolutely beautiful to see. I don't mind that at all. But no, so it's some issues, so that's why if you're watching this on Saturday, hopefully you guys are enjoying your weekend or whatever day this video may find you. Hopefully you're doing well. On Friday there were two Prime News that went live an hour apart because they were both already done. They just had to be put out. They're out indeed now, I'll tell you that. And thank you guys for being patient with me, and the support around here is always amazing. I can't say enough about that. You guys are incredible. And even though there's sometimes these hiccups along the road, I know that whenever it does get out, you guys will be more than happy to support the channel. This thing is starting to suffer. I'm surprised. It's got an 18-speed Eaton Fuller in it, and of course the 600 horsepower Cat. You know what? I wouldn't be a little scared if I had anything less, even with less axles. I mean, this isn't even the mid-lift 8x6. This is just the straight 8x6 configuration chassis, which is an absolute unit. I guess it's truly the Kenworth W900L. I guess that's how I should have announced it. But you may have noticed it is actually the 100th anniversary kind of edition, at least on the interior. I really like it. It's a lot clean, and obviously it's a lot more clean. And even though the whole W900 rework happened, and it's truly incredible, the whole 100th anniversary kind of packages in general, I think are kind of top tier, if you ask me. So that's why I'm doing that. Engine's working overtime here. My word. Revving it out. I will admit, I am running an automatic transmission today in ATS, just because I didn't feel like doing shifting on it. I know I'm cheating. Roast me all you want. Come on, shift there, transmission. We don't need to blow up an engine. There we go. Oh, that turbo blow off is so good. So good indeed. And I gotta try and hang to the right of the lane, because the box is fairly wide. So we gotta make sure we don't take anyone out. But no, this is the new route that is coming in 1.47, and there's a few other things that's happened, and I'll talk about the other blog posts that I covered, because this special transport was one of them, because there's one on the ATS 2 side as well. But on the ATS side here, Truckee to Oakland is, of course, a beautiful, beautiful delivery indeed. And yeah, it is a it's one of those deliveries that, oh God, we don't need to be jamming on the brakes there, cop. Sorry, it may have also been kind of increasing on my speed a little bit there. A little extra momentum behind me down that little bit of a hill, but it's a very scenic delivery indeed. And this has kind of been already redone as part of the California rework. Now, except as far as I know, going down into Oakland, we should kind of see a kind of a more transition point, because as far as I know, that's all going to be a part of Phase 3, which we have a little bit of news on that I've touched on in the past. But the one other thing that we had, that I put out on Friday, was the Cities and Settlements number 2 for Oklahoma. A lot of you are excited for Oklahoma, including myself, and it is a beautiful DLC by the looks of it. I mean, the screenshots look truly incredible. We got, I think it was about 20-some new screenshots, which is always really nice to see. But the Cities and Settlements, say what you want about some of what SES software will class as cities. Some of them are more just towns, and some of them may be just legitimate settlements. But there were 4 that were focused on in that blog post, so if you want to check that out, either check out the blog post or my most recent Prime News. Either way, I went over the different cities that they highlighted, and along with the few settlements that you can drive through. That was also included in that blog post as well. Main thing though for me, honestly, was just viewing those screenshots. So good. The detail is, I mean, we've come to know that SES Software does great work in their DLC launches, so even though sometimes it may take longer to get some of the DLCs, the quality that we get whenever they do arrive, I don't know, it's a trade-up. I know there's a lot of people, and honestly, part of myself as well, that would love to have new states constantly, but that also comes in a bit of a trade-off with quality as well. It's just the way that the process works. Think about it, any application really, even though you may have a lot of people working on it, which obviously helps speed up the process, to do anything with quality, you have to take a little bit of time and effort into it, and that's kind of what SES Software is doing. They're putting time and effort into it, and it's, in my opinion, it's paying off. But once again, that's only my 2 cents, and you may have your own opinion, and that's perfectly fine. And I'd like to hear about those opinions as well. So, of course, be respectful for everyone else, but put down in the comments in this video and just any of your kind of thoughts about the DLC situation, and what would you prefer to have? Kind of more DLC but less quality, or a little bit less DLC consistency but a lot higher quality? And I say consistency meaning timing of release. So let me know about that. I think that'd be a very interesting thing, and maybe I don't really want to do a community poll on that, because that may be, well, no pun intended, a little bit polarizing. Yeah, I don't really want to do a community poll for that one. But even still, just let me know down in the comments below. What are your opinions on that? I think it would be kind of interesting to know. Now let's use a bit of engine braking here, see if it can keep this absolute beast. I think it's nearly 100,000 pounds at bay here. Let's see what it can do. Nope, had to put on the brakes. A little bit lower here. I mean, it's still increasing. Now I can't turn it off. Come on, switch. I can't turn off my engine braking. Oh, there we go. Finally. Oh, you gotta love it. Sometimes the switches just don't like you. Oh boy. I mean, hey, I have to say that Jake brake doesn't sound too bad at all, at least to my ears. But you gotta love it when sometimes the toggle switches don't like to toggle back the way you had it. Well, I actually use a bit of a rotary dial on my wheel, and it didn't want to come back to me, so that's the way it is. It's the way it is indeed. At least it kind of helped. I mean, it's definitely the way I think most truckers on a hill like that would try and handle it. Obviously, I still had to apply brake every here and there, but I think the engine brake is probably the way to go on those hills, so you don't absolutely rip through your brake pads. on the truck. So I think we're kind of crossing into older California territory, or at least we're starting to now. I do remember whenever the Phase 2 came out, there was a bit of a kind of a blend that happened, so it wasn't just so obvious, I guess you could say. And I think we're kind of along that blend-ish now into the kind of what was already here, and you can kind of tell that by just looking out and around. Not to say that it's necessarily bad, but we're getting into that point where it's like, well, we're back into classic California pretty much. So it's the way it is. It is the way it is, but overall, it's nice to have another route. I know a lot of people are saying like, well, if I don't own the Special Transports DLC, I'm not going to get it. Well, that's just part of it. But the Special Transport routes are in, obviously the special cargoes or the oversized cargoes are just a very interesting thing, and it's good. It's a really nice challenge, and I like the different routes. It keeps it obviously within the new DLCs. There's always new routes, but going back into the past DLCs and revamping the different areas and giving them the capability to have heavy hauls or oversized loads, sorry, it's a really nice feature, and SES Software has expanded the team on that front. It's no longer just a one-person show. It's actually going to be multiple people working on that, which I must say is a very good idea. At least for someone like me who actually enjoys doing these oversized cargoes and the ones that are definitely a nice challenge, I always enjoy it. I do enjoy it indeed, but of course there's changes that have to be done if the DLC isn't being designed with the routes in mind. And SES Software classed it in the blog post about the new Special Transport routes. They called it basically servicing the existing DLCs to make them work, which I think was a very good way to explain it. Pretty much just a person goes back through, even with, well, especially with the older stuff, but even, I think into the future we'll have some extra ones come in for some of the other DLCs that we've had recently. They'll go back through and basically just, well, make sure the routes are high enough and wide enough and, well, ultimately doable for the heavy transports or oversized load. I'm going to call them a bunch of different stuff if you can't tell. Special cargo, special transports, heavy hauls, oversized load, pretty much anything under the sun that's just trying to describe a very large and heavy cargo delivery. I'm probably going to call this stuff, but nonetheless, I think it's a really cool thing indeed, and now that there's a bit more of a team on it, we'll get some more, which for me, I personally enjoy the challenge every here and there in a video. Makes it kind of interesting. Now, in all honesty, I should probably do it manual, especially in a truck like this. That would be the most realistic thing. But hey ho, I'm Prime Simulation, and when has, I mean, where has the blend where has the blend been anyways on the kind of realism to just, well, let's have some fun and who cares scale there. The blend has always been a little bit more just all over the place. Kind of a good balance, but more on the realism side generally, but hey ho, things happen. That's just me. It's the way it is. But no, I probably should have switched it, because I can do it manual. For those who don't know, I will actually toggle it, and I just sometimes will mention which way I'm driving it. A lot of you are keen though on when it comes to like seeing, you know, is he actually driving manual or not, based on is there an A on the dash or not for automatic gear or what. I won't lie, there are quite a few automatic videos that I do, at least as of late, just because I forget to change settings. That's as bad as it is. But no, I probably should have done it for today, but I didn't. It's the way it is. It's all fine. We're heading across some bridges now, which is always quite nice. Look at this. Very, very nice area, if you ask me. Very nice indeed. Why does it feel like these are newer compared to like some of the other ones? It feels like these bridges just, you know, aren't the same. I don't know, maybe it's just been so long since I've been to this area, but maybe this is also part of the rework. I don't know. I can't remember where honestly Phase 2 blends out. Oh, this is going to be tight. Oh boy. I had a bit of a panic moment there, not knowing if I was actually going to get through there. So I'm going to try and do this from the inside and see if I can keep it from scraping up. Oh, I am scraping up against something quite severely. It's okay. We've all survived. It's good. The box is severely wrapped and tied down, and also very sturdy. Let's call it that. It is a very sturdy box. Getting a little bit of performance hiccups here. Don't know what that's about. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. I don't know. Since last week, it feels like performance in some areas have gone down a little bit. Not quite sure what this is about. Okay, I don't know about you, but this does not feel like the Oakland that we've been used to. Has this actually been reworked and I'm just going crazy? Or is this part of the rework itself that they just brought in for the heavy haul, which maybe they did. Maybe they completely revamped just this route, which honestly is a possibility. It was something about, so basically the team that kind of in the training bit for doing these things, whenever they completed these routes, SA Software thought they were so good that they just decided to put them right into the game with the update. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe this whole kind of row has been redone. Again, let me know down in the comments. As bad as it sounds, I kind of forget those things because there's so much news that I cover now. It's kind of hard to tell and trying to remember the different areas of what actually has been reworked. Because actually, we can look on the map just quick. I thought it stopped phase 2 around the Sacramento, and I guess we are technically up on this kind of belt in here, and that's where we're going. But it just feels like this kind of area here should not be kind of done. Because as far as I know, like Stockton and stuff is all part of the next phase. So maybe we are just on the fringes of what was in phase 2, what wasn't. But try, if you can, clarify that for me. Because I don't think Editing Prime will remember to jump in the middle of this clip here. So do me a favor if you're still watching. And help a lad out if you don't mind. I don't like, spreading false information. So if you can clear that up, that'd be great. I have a feeling this is technically still part of phase 2, but could also be a little bit of both, because once again, the clearance and all that stuff has to be kind of redone for the different areas anyway. So I wouldn't imagine an entire kind of section just being done for this. This is a lot of detail work that needs to be done. But hey, I'm not gonna discredit SEO Software if that's actually what they're doing, because they do magical stuff sometimes. I will say that. Oh, we gotta slow down here. Are we actually gonna get stuck in traffic on the heavy haul? That is what you call a rarity, my friends. That does not happen too often. I will say that right now. Doesn't this truck just sound so good, though? Doesn't sound too bad indeed, unfortunately. Oh, don't want to hit the cop. You can go a little faster there, dude. There's a bit of a gap out front. Oh, I guess there's another red light. Who knew? California traffic. Maybe the most realistic part of this entire journey. California traffic indeed. I mean, we are in California country. Surprisingly, though, it's not actually that bad in terms of, well, traffic around the area, but we are getting stuck at the light cycles, which is kind of unfortunate. A little bit of a breeze there today, according to the flags. I guess kind of a bit of an indicator, self-weather indicator on the truck. Who needs all those fancy gadgets and weather meters? Stick a warning flag on the front of the vehicle, and when you come to a stop, if it still flaps in the wind, it's windy. There you go. There's a little bit of prime knowledge for you. It's breakthrough stuff, I tell you. Breakthrough stuff indeed. All right, looks like we can roll through here. Luckily, we don't have to stop for the red light, or at least we're not supposed to. Knowing my luck, though, the cop will just jam on the brakes. And if we fail the mission now, I'm going to promise you right now, well, the trooper's waving us through. Thank you there, lad. I didn't know Jeff got a new career. Cool. Yeah. If he were to slam on the brakes, I would have just called it right there. I don't care if the video has to end with a fail. I'm just saying it right now. I would not have done that delivery again, even though I love doing the deliveries. Prime would have rage quit. And that would have been very entertaining, honestly. Would have been very entertaining to see. And for me to live back when I edit this, well, Well, if that would have happened when I would have cooled down, because there's not a chance I would have done it right after recording this. Yeah, so that would have been a funny thing to witness, but I would have just stopped. That would have been the end of that. It looks like we're getting close. If you can't tell, I'm starting to run out of stuff. My list has ended. I kind of absolutely mowed through my list pretty quickly. And I forgot that the heavy transports, or oversized special transports, whatever, they take a little bit longer. So, yeah, it took a little bit. Well, I wasn't moving as fast for most of it, which is a thing. It's not like it's a bad thing at all. I enjoy talking to you guys and kind of having to get a little bit of extra rust back off because the last week and a bit has been quite busy. Obviously, with me not feeling well last week was a fairly difficult task of trying to record a video semi-smoothly. Oh, I guess he's pulling off, so I can just continue in. Thank you there, cop. I appreciate your work. And we're going to head in here. And we are going to snake our way past all the conveyor belts here. And deliver this massive piece of tech, whatever this tech may be. Very interesting stuff indeed. Snaking our way over here. Are we actually going across a dam or whatever this place is? Oh, there's a gate here. We don't need to be going through that. I've learned my lesson many times with these gates. You hit them and you stop. Novel approach. Or, you know, big brain moment there, but still, it's the truth. If you are moving and you hit that gate when it is closed, you come to a stop quite quickly. Actually, it's not just, it doesn't really appear to be a dam. It's just kind of like a bridge. I don't know what this area is. Is it like a mining or... It can't be like... I don't know. It feels like it's supposed to be like some form of like mining or power plant of some sort. It just seems weird. I mean, there is a viewpoint over here. Oh, it's like a shipping... It's like a shipping yard. It's part of the port. Ow! So then the barges can come in and yet there's actually space. Well, who knew? Well, let's go ahead and see if we can swing into the spot here. It's going to be an absolute treat if I can actually get it in one go, which is probably not going to happen. Saying that, it's promising. It's very promising. Have I actually done it? Coming forward ahead a little bit more. Oh my, he's done it. He's done it. Would you believe it? Prime Simulation has actually parked a truck in one go, especially with a trailer like this. Would you believe it? Look at that, though. Nice sunset in the truck. What a beautiful, beautiful delivery. You know, maybe not the most realistic thing in some areas, but a good delivery overall. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any recommendations, go ahead and put them down in the comments below as well. And let me know what you guys think. I try and diversify a little bit here with some different stuff, but I think this new heavy haul route is a welcomed addition to ATS. And of course, doing it with the W900L is of course the best way to go. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.